Episode 20. Woo! Feels like a milestone of some sort. I'm Ultraviolent 4. This is the adventures of Zigraider. We're in Pan at the moment. We've got 2 more runes to collect, one of which is on this very floor. In fact, it's inside this very rune. Well, not quite, it's probably inside that very rune. Well, the Pan Lord we have to fight is inside this very room, and that is Sara Bob. So we're on the fire-themed floor at the moment. We buffed up before the end of the last one. So if you look on the right, you'll see a bunch of different status effects. Brilliance, Agi, Resistance, Haste, Invis, and deflect missiles. Not status effects that you normally see on mummies, but of course that's where Gozag comes into play. It's where he pays off, you might say, with Potion Petition. So we're almost, I think we're ready to go. Yep. Just checking that I remembered to put on our RF++ amulet. And do we have, I think this means, yeah we do. We've got 4 pips of RF right now. So we've got 2 on our amulet, 1 on our Ring of Fire, and another one from the resistance status, which might sound a bit weird, but when you have 4 pips of RF, it means if Sara Bob hits you with his sword and strips 1 away, you still have max. Seems a bit weird to me, but that's the way it works. How are we going to kill him? Probably like we kill everything. Actually, now that I think about it, I actually feel like I probably made the wrong choice here by buffing up and going right in. See, the thing about Sara Bob fights is they can always go really badly. His Firestorm, even if you have max RF, is partially irresistible and it really hurts. So if he Firestorms you a few times in a row, you're probably going to need to teleport or do something drastic. And because we landed in here and we haven't cleared anywhere else on the floor, and you can have Brimstone Fiends around here on Fire Pan. So if we land out there next to Brimstone Fiends and we only have a tiny sliver of HP, we might very well die. So this was probably not wise, but at this point, we didn't spend all this gold for nothing, so we're probably going to give it a go. Always a very scary fight. Sara Bob has a lot of HP. We can do our tricks, so the problem with summons against Sara Bob is that he's just going to Firestorm and kill everything anyway. But we can go with our Mono Viper Servitor combo, and then I guess we just don't do Spectral Weapon against Sara Bob. That's one good tip. You're going to share the damage of Firestorm between the 2 of you. Yeah, that's about all we can do. I like how our Shadow with Brilliance is at 94%, so there's a very small chance we could cast it, but no. I think we're just going to be going Vile Clutch, our summons, and then Iron Shots. And if that doesn't work, then I don't know. We could always blink in or port the rune and try not to fight him, but I'll give it a go at fighting him first. But before we do that, I want to show you the latest meme from Graham Langdon. When I first saw this, I literally died. This is the picture of me attempting to feed my baby wolf spider with an ant. And this screen, you have a look on the top right, is from the perspective of Garden Ant Boy, the Digger Formation. So, this is the ant playing crawl. A wolf spider comes into view. You feel you are being watched by someone. Are you sure you want to shaft yourself? That is actually a very accurate representation of what happened because the ant just kept falling off the wall. Which means he did survive being eaten by the spider. And then on the bottom right in chat there we have Ultrapan 4. I must enjoy all of this. Oh man, that's so good. Oh, our place is also Australia 3. Oh, that's so good. I don't know, Graham, you've been just out of control this run. And we got, I thought landing spot in the 4 looked like it. Yeah, tough. Yep. Alright, I think we're ready to give it a go. Do we need wizardry? Probably not, because we already have brilliance. Brilliance maxes out your wizardry effect anyway. So our servitor is ready to go. I'm scared. Alright, the thing you need to be wary of And this actually goes for... I'm trying to think. It goes for this one as far as pan runes go, and it goes for... No, it's in Hells. Yeah, this is actually the only pan boss that will have fiends with it. But it's true of a lot of the Hells as well. One of the main dangers, in addition to the Panlord, is fighting a Panlord and fiends at the same time. Now, because we're a mummy, we care less about torment, but we still need to be very afraid of, what are those things? Damnation, which is on the Brimstone Fiends, which is what you're going to find. Alright, here comes Sara Bob. He hasn't hasted himself yet, so we can run away. Yeah, I think that's what we do. I think we run back around the corner and then perhaps reset, because this distance, if I run in to try to fight him, all this time that we're running in, we might be revealing fiends for one, but two, we're giving him a chance to just be firestorming us the whole time. Oh yeah, also note that Sara Bob has Iron Shot. And it's probably a very high damage one, if I had to guess. 3d36, that's 19, 18, 108. A lot of damage. You tend to think more about the Firestorm, but I mean Iron Shot is scary too. So I am going to run back. Stuff's running in. Alright, we're going to make a new servitor. And then we're going to make a new Mana Viper. And then we're going to get ready to fight him around this corner. That was a lot of our magic points actually. Although we can always get potion petition to get more. You know what? While we're waiting for him to turn up, why don't we just evoke our Staff of Energy a little bit. We're on 20 magic points right now. Why can't I evoke that? We went to 23. There we go, channeled a bit of energy. A bit more. Okay. Alright, we got some energy back. Okay, and Sara Bob hasn't turned up yet, which is interesting. Is he? He's gonna... Okay, I was thinking he's gonna stand back there and guard us. And just guard the room and not take the bait here. But he is coming. He's gonna step around the corner any second now. And we're gonna begin the firestorming process. Here he is, alright. I'm going to first... Vile Clutch him, and I'm just going to say everyone just go on him, and I probably should just run away. I didn't see if that was our Iron Shot or our servitors. Okay, he firestormed me, but not my allies. Is this an issue? Maybe not. To make a new Mana Viper. I mean, if he's firestorming me and not my allies, I'm not sure if I care too much about that, as long as he's not spamming firestorm on us. Okay, well that's not good. He stepped around the corner here, so he's also hasted at the moment. This means that he can now firestorm us and everyone else. So we're going to go another Vile Clutch. And we need... We're running out of magic points. He's got to have RLX. He doesn't have RLX. There you go. Sara Bob does not have RLX. Today I learnt. Oh, you know what we can do, actually? Oh, I already used all my Phantom Mirrors. Okay, never mind. I was going to say, we could Phantom Mirror Sara Bob. We'd get a copy who could also shoot Iron Shots. Okay. So if he's not RLX, I could walk back in and then just start hitting him with the trident. The thing is, we have 9 scrolls of blinking. So if we start getting hit again, we can just start reading the scrolls of blinking. We'll chain 9 of them and we'll just blink. Oh, well this is inside the castle. This is really bad. Probably we'd blink out of the room and then teleport. Because this might be full of fiends, I'm not sure. Anyway, I'm going to step back in. And we can probably contribute with our Elect Demon Trident. Because Sara Bob has no RLX. And I'm just going to take this really slow. You don't want to be slamming that tab key when at any point you can get firestormed a couple of times in a row. Alright, there goes our servitor. Let's make a new one. Oh, I pressed Mana Viper. Wrong macro. That was a bad time to hit the wrong macro. Alright, he broke out of the Vile Clutch again, and we're out of magic points. I think this might be a good time to do another potion petition. If we're really lucky, we can get a heal wounds and a magic potion on the same one. Heal wounds, curing, magic, and haste. Well, that's perfect. It gives us heal wounds plus a little bit more healing with curing, and then we're gonna get magic again and reapply our haste effect. Alright, he's hit us with the RF minus sword, but if we check... Oh, we actually did go down to 2. Huh, so maybe my understanding of how that worked was correct the first time. I swear it used to be that you could stack more than 4, but okay, maybe I was wrong all along. Okay, well that makes more sense in my mind. Because we should have 4, 2... firing and then resistance. Yeah, okay, alright, so that does work the way that I initially thought. There you go. I'm going to instruct my servitor to come help against Sara Bob because he's up here fighting Ifrits and stuff. Alright, who bolted a fire there? Oh, that was from the Balrog. Okay, yeah. Because he didn't care about shooting through Sara Bob because he's immune to fire. That makes sense. I was like, did Sara Bob really just shoot our Mana Viper instead of us? But he doesn't have Bolt of Fire. Yeah, he's just got Firestorm. Okay, never mind. Alright. Go down, Sara Bob. Oh, was that a Firestorm? No, that was a Fireball again. It's the Balrog. I guess because he's getting anti-magicked by these Mana Vipers, he's not really casting much, which is good for us. I'm going to make another Mana Viper. I'm going to step next to him so that our servitor can hopefully come up and help. I feel like he's still getting distracted by stuff up there. Alright, let's keep attacking. Still taking it really slowly. Yeah, I see Sara Bob's magic is leaking into the air a lot. This is good. I see my servitor is still distracted. We flicker back into view, no. Ah, we got him. Alright, nice. Okay, that wasn't as bad as it could have been. There was only one Firestorm in there, I think. I'm going to attribute that mostly to Mana Vipers and probably a little bit of RNG. But yeah, that went pretty well. I guess especially when we've got Brilliance on. I can't check it now because it wore off. But I expect that the spell power we have on the crazy spell, Vile Clutch, is actually really absurd. We can check out this mace. Maybe it's got plus 10 int on it. There you go. Plus invis, RLEC, RF plus 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 plus. That's pretty good. Is that might be desirable to have rather than the amulet. So this amulet that I've been carrying around as a means of getting lots of RF means that we have to take off the 4 winds. So maybe I'll keep this. Oh yeah, and we also just picked up the Sword of Sara Bob. That's nice. I'm gonna take it because the thing that you do as a Ziggurat raider is you collect all the unrandom items in the game, and then you build a big collection of them all. So if I leave the sword here in pan, we'll never see it again. There's our fire rune, brings us up to 9 of them, and I guess we'll finish exploring this floor. We got max RF at the moment, so we shouldn't have too much of a problem just fighting this stuff. And we'll get a bunch of experience for it. Oh yeah, I just remembered. We're carrying around this artifact ring that I never tested. Plus flight and EV plus 2. Great. Let's get back. I don't ever want to be giving the chance to be hit by damnation from fiends if I can help it. Is he coming? No, there he is. Yeah, there's one of them. There's two of them. That guy just hurt us more than Sara Bob did. Look at this gold. New book? Conjure Ball Lightning. Fantastic. That's really what I was after. Alright, more Demon Tridents. What are we training? Remind me. Let me just check this stuff first. A plus 11 Falchion. That's not something you see every day. I'm not even testing that leather armor because it's just too light. I don't really care what properties it has. Oh yeah, what are we training? Spellcasting, Earth Magic, Shields, and Fighting. Alright, so we're doing Fighting and Shields for our defenses. Shields because we're trying to get rid of the shield penalty. And then Spellcasting is more magic points. Earth Magic, we're trying to get our first level 9 spell going in the form of Shatter. Pitted Bronze Ring. RC plus, AC plus 2, Int plus 7, Dex plus 2. Int plus 7 is really nice. Just for science. So Servitor's at 22%. What happens if we get 7 extra intelligence? Brings it down to 14%. That's pretty significant. I'm going to keep that with us just for the moment. I think because we haven't found any other, this added no spells to our library, because we haven't found any other sick gear that gives us a bunch of RF, etc. I'm not going to wear, oh wait, no, it's alright. Okay. We got Corpse Rot, Agony, Dispel Undead, Excruciating Wounds, Bolted Draining. What does Dispel Undead look like? We trained a bunch of Necromancy for our Vile Clutch, but that's quite useful in Tomb. I should just search. It's too hard to find stuff with this many spells. 21%. I'd have to train more Necromancy. I'm not going to bother. Pair of Embroidered Gloves. If that's Strength, it's not. I'd rather Strength over Dex because it will help us with casting. Yeah, and I've got to remember, once we finish this floor, we need to put our Four Winds Amulet back on. Look at these fireballs. It's too much fireballs. We got max RF, so we're not actually taking any damage, but it's a lot of fireballs. It's alright, mummies are OP, literally no damage. I'm just going to keep going. I don't know what this is. This is a fun little room here. It's like some little vault, but there was nothing in there. Interesting. Oh, we got alarm trapped. Alright, so everything on the floor should be running to us right now. So in that case, I should make some friends. That's a good life pro tip, by the way. When you have lots of enemies running at you, make some friends. I mean that. Like, I seriously mean that. I don't know. When you need to move house and you need to carry a bunch of heavy furniture, just make friends. Take care of itself. Steaming Dagger. We're testing all our things. That one's not too exciting. And it was the Dagger of Doom, so even if it were good, that probably wouldn't be a smart thing to use. Oh nice, for our trouble here we've located a new box of beasts. Which when we finally get to 27 evasion, or 27 evocations, it's going to be something. We'll get there eventually. Maybe. Are we done here yet? I don't know why Auto Explore brought me back into the middle of the map. I'm not sure what we're even looking for over here. Oh, there are a couple of tiles here. We need to check that there's not loot on this square or this square. I guess that makes sense. Because you never know. That's a lot of Titanic slimes. Could you go down please, sir? Thank you. Alright, let's find out. Any loot up here? No, okay. Well, good thing we checked because you can never be too safe. Let's keep going. There is an exit here, but we've got one more rune to collect, which is Glocks' rune. I don't want to be fighting Hell Sentinels. Go away. There's a Titsimul, also really scary. It's the one fiend that we're most afraid of. I mean, Damnation is scary on the Brimstone fiends, but Titsimul has the Spell Undead, which is way scarier. And considering that we're fighting Hell Damnation Iron Shot Hell Sentinel at the same time as the Titsimul, who has the Spell Undead, I think we should be teleporting out of here. Oh, also we've got... Oh, he ran at our servitor. Oh wow, that was our... Our teleport brought us back into the fight. That's great. I'm going to randomly blink out. And I'm going to teleport again. So thank you, teleport. That is why you teleport early. Something you see new players do a lot. Yeah, see, because we then got another bad one. They wait till the last second before they start taking drastic action and reading teleports, etc. But in that case, you might have situations like that. Your teleport might actually make things worse. It might take you 3 of them until you actually get away from your situation. So the earlier the better. It's probably one of the most important tips for not dying in this game is just react early to situations that look like they might even have the possibility of going bad. Don't wait until things are dire. Teleport away earlier. Buff earlier. Heal wounds earlier. Whatever it is. Do it earlier. And especially if you're newer, so you don't have the experience of judging bad situations just yet, you're much better off erring on the side of being too overreactive, as in you might sort of use your consumables too readily, but then you'll still be alive, and then that's fine. As you're more alive, you'll get more experience, and with more experience, you'll be better at judging situations. So it's like a win-win sort of. It's a meta win. Anyway. At least we didn't get the legendary you don't move. Well, actually that was worse. I'm thinking of the legendary teleport where you don't move at all. It just says your surroundings momentarily flash or something like that. But that one was even worse because staying where we were would have been better than the teleport we did that took us directly even worse into danger. And why are there no exits from this floor? Ugh. Go away. The Chaos Spawn hasted our Mana Viper. That's nice of him. Can we reach an Iron Shot? No. There we go. There you go. That might be the first Iron Shot that I've cast this whole game. I mean, oh, here's the Sitsimul and the Panlord. He has a distorting touch, so we can examine him now. Oh, right, I forgot. We don't have the Amulet of the Four Winds on. Oh, what's our MR? It's 3 pips. So, when we were fighting the... What's the big yellow thing called? That mutates you. I forgot what it is. But when we were fighting that monster, it has confusion on it. So, I was risking the chain confusion there by not having 4 winds on. Let's do that right now. And this guy has distortion attacks. His spells aren't really that scary. He has abjuration though. I still don't really want to be getting hit by them. 43 damage plus distortion, that's a lot of damage potentially. I'm going to randomly blink. Let's hope I can get a bit of space. And then... Oh, that Haunt is actually good because it's blocking the Titsimal from hitting us with Dispel Undead. Oh yeah, that actually really helped. Thank you, Panlord. Oh, yeah, great. So he even completely went down. And I'm going to randomly blink away. So his haunts are actually stopping him from getting on top of us. Thank you, Panlord. Oh, and there was the exit. Okay. We're going to keep moving on. We already have the demonic rune, so I don't even care about finding wherever the lair was. Cacodemons, they're the ones. They have confusion. So we didn't have 4 winds on. I don't know what the percent chance would have been. It wouldn't have been too high because we had 3 pips of MR anyway, but still, that could have been a very costly mistake. Let's enchant weapon our Vampiric Demon Trident, and we'll continue on. There's nothing we really want to enchant armor. No. Let's keep carrying those around until we eventually start enchanting up a gold dragon scales or something like that. Or we find a large shield that we actually want to enchant to +8. That one there, oh yeah, with the door in it, is where the Panlord would have been. So we ran the other way and then we got hit by an exploration trap. Oh, thank you, E-Bearing. This usually wouldn't happen. By the time that you were in Pan, you'd be max experience level, so you'd be pretty adept at finding random traps lying around. But now with this exploration one, you're going to get hit by them no matter what you do. Using Damnation on our servitor. You didn't seem to take that much damage. Does servitor have damnation resistance? No, I wouldn't have expected it to. It just seemed like it barely hurt him at all. Oh. Here we go, here's Glocks. So we're going to magic map. It looks like it's just in the room on our left. It is. This is where Glocks is. We're going to do that last. So we're going to learn from our Sara Bob fight. Not that we had to teleport away, but we might have. So we're going to clear the rest of the floor first. I'm again going to pretend that we don't have C invis, because that's how I've spent most of the game so far. And execution, as we learnt, we can fight those pretty casually now. Freezing race everywhere. We get a +4 Vamp Demon Trident now. The thing you need to watch out for when you're fighting Glocks before you go in on most normal characters is that, I don't know about every floor, but certainly most of these layouts have some cursed skulls, 2 of them, before you go in. You want to hunt those down before you go in. Yeah, there's one of them. Because they can torment you as well, so you don't want to be fighting Glocks and those guys at the same time. Glocks can already torment you. If you add even more tormentors on top, you're going to be losing all your HP really quickly. I want to shut this door. Oh yeah, which commenter pointed this out? I don't remember your name, sorry. But someone pointed out that what I do when I've been casting here, oh right, we need scene this, is I switch to my wizardry, I then cast the servitor, I switch back to my demon trident, then I cast the Vile Clutch. I should do it the other way around, because Vile Clutch, well, I mean, okay, it's only tiny percentages. It's 2% to fail without wizardry, but it could be 1%. So that's technically not an optimal play. I should keep the wizardry out, cast the Vile Clutch first, then switch. I don't know, that 1%, it might make all the difference. You never know. But whoever that was, thank you for pointing that out. You are absolutely correct. And another thing, I'm lazy, but something else I should be doing is probably walking around with my wizardry stuff out, because whenever we see enemies, we should be making a soda anyway. But that's what I mean by lazy, because I'm just having stuff a lot. Yeah, we're pretty adept at fighting executioners. We've got 37 AC, 25 shield, 22 evasion. They're pretty insane defenses. These guys rely on physical attacks. A lot of them really quickly. So if you've got good AC, they mostly shouldn't trouble you too much. They're the absolute bane of the robe-wearing blaster caster. But that's not us. We are the Pearl Dragon scale, still not be able to cast any high level spells because we're training for a large shield. It's fine. That is a lot of Blizzard Demons. That's not something you see every day. We probably should have Aralek on in that case. Instead of the Ring of Fire. Oh, which also gives us Seeing Viz. There you go. It's a strange little vault. I don't know that I've ever seen this before. Millions of Blizzard Demons. Here in Pen. On Glocks' floor. And an Ice Fiend. This is definitely not something I've seen before. Is there loot in there? No, there's something. What is that? Just gold. Okay, so no, nothing in here. That's a very strange little vault there. I can't remember ever, in my whole playing career, I don't think I've ever seen an Ice Fiend on Glocks' floor before. And I think we're nearly ready. We got, hang on. Oh, there's the other cursed skull. Not that we care about the cursed skull as a mummy, but still, we found it. Oh, there's both of them. Wait, didn't we already fight one? I thought we did. Maybe not. Yeah. Anyway, they're not scary when you're torment immune. Look at our experience going up. We're up to 20 in shields. What's going on? There we go. Shift X Control E removes our exclusions, and then Glocks is going to be in the middle, so we can walk up to the door before we start hitting ourselves, probably with the random effects wand. In this case, I don't think we need... Oh, actually, wait. Let's switch back to our firing. It has some extra slay on it, rather than the Aralek one. Okay. Yeah, I don't think we need Potion Petition to fight Glocks. I think of Glocks as female as well, so she's really scary, but let's have a look at her. !/M. Like that is how you spell it. Glocks Flock. Demon Lord of Darkness. Clothed in profound darkness. It's very edgy sounding. Alright. So being undead helps you in some senses. You don't care about Poison Arrow. You don't care about Symbol of Torment. You don't care about Miasma Breath. But you really care about this one, Dispel Undead. So you get, there's no free lunch as far as Glocks goes. I wonder if she'll come up with that. No, I have to do the full name. Well, good thing I had it open because I wouldn't have known how to spell that. Okay, Dispel Undead, 3d25, so that's a 75 damage to Dispel Undead. So we've got to be really wary of that. She's also fast, very fast, and hits the 45 damage. And she has Summon Executioners. So we already established that we don't care about Summon Executioners too much. The main thing that concerns us is her Dispel Undead. But so for Potion Petition, beyond haste, I don't think we need too many things here. I mean, might would be nice, but it's not like where we were looking for extra resistance, etc., like we were with Sara Bob. She has Aralek. Yeah, okay. I thought so. Just Sara Bob doesn't. It's really surprising to me. Alright, so let's hit ourselves with random effects a few times. Puff of Frost hits us, literally no damage. Oh, something moaned. So we got an Ice Blast. There you go, there's our haste. Again, the devs don't want you to know this, but that only took us 3 shots of our random effects ones to get haste. Very nice. So we got speed here. Let's get our friends. And I'm half tempted to put down a Passage of Galubria, but I think we're okay. You know what we should do? We should look into our Crystal Ball so we get our mana back. So unlike the Sara Bob fight, we don't run out. And here she comes. Oh Lord, she coming. Okay. Well, her main scary thing, Dispel Undead, cannot be shot through summons. She needs to be adjacent to us. So she's going to sit back there, fighting our Mana Vipers and getting killed by Vile Clutch. I'm pretty cool with this. Let's make a new Mana Viper. Let's make a new Vile Clutch. Let's step behind our servitor. Because yeah, she's not even getting a chance to Vile Clutch us right now. Oh, sorry, to Dispel Undead us. Nice. Iron Shot for the win. There you go. That's one of the easiest Glocks fights of my life. Torment immune, she doesn't get a single Dispel Undead off. It's the easy life. Easy rune, easy life. Or easy rune, easy unlife, you might say. And now we're done with Pan. Sweet. I noticed that there was an exit from Pan on this floor, I think. Did I see that? No, I didn't. But there is an Abyss exit. So with, there's so many exits on this floor. With the Pan change that made it so that on average you find the rune floors more quickly, it was also made that you don't get a guaranteed Abyss floor on every Pan floor. Because once you've got the Abyss rune, this is effectively your exit from Pan. You go into the Abyss, and then when you leave the Abyss, it will take you back to the dungeon rather than back to Pan. Do you just want to keep going deeper? I sort of don't want to mess around with all this stuff. Oh, you're in the way. Oh, there we go. Enemies can't follow you down through Abyss portals. It's an interesting thing to know. So even though we're surrounded by enemies there, they wouldn't come down. They'll follow you through exits, but not going down. Pretty interesting, right? And there's our gateway leading out. And then yeah, this will take us back out into the dungeon. So yeah, pretty cool. Pan complete. That brings us up to 10 runes. And we now have the option of either going into Hell, or we could even go do Tomb right now. I'd like to have Shatter for Tomb, but the thing is, it probably doesn't matter that much because we're undead, so we're not that afraid of greater mummies. I remember when we went into Tomb 1 before, a single greater mummy nearly killed us, but at this point we now have a lot more firepower with our iron-shotting servitor. So is that better? Do we go to Tomb or do we go to some Hell? I really don't want to do Tartarus yet because Tsitsame are really scary with Dispel Undead. This is really scary now. Gehenna would be alright. Cocytus would be alright. But I think we'll go do Tomb, or we'll go start it. We'll go see. Oh, that's Tartarus. That's the place where I said I just didn't want to go. It's because it was on... Was it on T? No, it was on Y. I just lost my mind. Where is Tomb? W. Alright. So, would we be able to tell? I don't know. We don't really need to magic map, so I won't. But what I was looking at is some of these floors, you can tell which side leads you to the ambush of Tomb 2 and which side lets you skip it. So formerly if you had LRD, you'd be able to break in, but now you need Shatter. So I wonder if we took our armor off and we had Brilliance, I wonder if we could cast Shatter. We've got 15 Earth Magic. You know what? I want to find out. Let's read the magic mapping. Let's see if we can figure it out. We can. So these are not symmetrical. There are a couple of layouts where it's completely symmetrical, so you can't tell. You have to take a 50-50 gamble. But on this one, I can tell. Your hatch that's at the end of the spiral is the one that is the end of the hallway, whereas the one that's away from it is the start. Because you'd be on Tomb 1, you come up to this hallway, so you'd be on Tomb 2, you come up to this hallway on Tomb 1, and it will bring you to here. And you have to fight your way back around to the hatch. Whereas on the other side, so you've now fought your way through the hallway, all the way around, and your other hatch is right at the end. So that's how you know. End, it's at the end. Start, it's not at the start. That's not very easy to remember. I thought, when I started that out, when I said end is at the end, I was like, yeah, this is going to be easy. And then it's like, start is not at start. Anyway, let's find out. Let's go to our kill hole. So, I mean, this is a bit scary to do without armor or anything. So we're going to take off our large shield. We're going to take off our Pearl Dragon scales, and let's just have a look. Shatter's at 92%. What if we just have Wizardry if we're wielding it? It's 63%. Well, Brilliance gives you extra int, and it gives you more Brilliance effect than just one Wizardry. So how about we try a Potion Petition? See if we can find a Brilliance. It's on the top one. And let's see. Shatter's at 17%. This lets us do it. We can try to Shatter, just blow this wall up, and then we could skip the whole Tomb 2 ambush thing. I'm gonna give it a go. Shatter's on D. No, it's not. Shatter's on F. Yep, and we first go blue through. And so now we need to run back to our kill hole because we don't have a shield and we don't have any armor. I guess putting armor on is the more important one. Okay, we got it before the guy turned up. That's interesting. And our shield, let's stop equipping ourselves. We'll make a servitor. And we'll Vile Clutch it. Yeah, I think we didn't have Vile Clutch when I came into Tomb last time as well. Oh yeah, our shield. Completely forgot. Yeah, so it turns out we have a much easier time killing greater mummies now. Let's put our shield back on. Yeah, and I guess we just run in now and we just skip the whole Tomb 2 ambush bit. Considering how much experience greater mummies give and how we've just discovered that they're not that hard, I feel like maybe we'll fight through this upper hallway bit and just kill them all. Especially considering that we can... Oh, they hit the dispersal trap. We can try to run all the way back to our kill hole every time. Let's not get hit by enemy Mana Vipers because we learned how OP Mana Vipers are from having them ourselves. Okay, again, if you're happy to spam us with summons while you're getting hit by Vile Clutch the whole time, be my guest. Turns out that we can just cast servitors now without worrying about wizardry. It's at 14%, so the game has stopped warning me that it's very dangerous. My guess is that probably if it's below 15%? No, I don't know. Maybe not. Anyway, it stopped warning us. Oh, dispersal trap again. Right. I keep forgetting. Yeah, those dispersal traps might be an absolute menace here in Tomb. Because Tomb is usually full of lots and lots of traps. I'm thinking about dispersal traps being down on Tomb 3. That sounds terrifying. You can see that being really, really dangerous, like this. Just the nonsense that that's going to cause when you're trying to get back to the stairs on Tomb 3. I'm getting infinite death scarabs here. It's alright. He's slowly ticking out to Vile Clutches. Good. If I really wanted to, I could use silence on these greater mummies. They get pretty owned by silence because then they can't do anything. Look at this value here. Vile Clutch on 9 different enemies. OS Frog. Seems good. Balance in all things. And the cardinal rule of all of Crawl, but especially Tomb, is you don't run towards the greater mummies. But we're a mummy ourselves, so they're our brethren. No, but actually we're not that afraid of greater mummies because they can't torment us. I mean, it's still not great because they can all smite, but they shouldn't kill us in a few turns like they can if they can torment and smite you. Maybe I'm about to eat my words because we've got 3 greater mummies right now and we're slowed. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Why is this guy not getting... I might be crazy, but I feel like one of them is never getting Vile Clutched. He is. Yeah, I'm just crazy. Alright, there you go. I don't know how many we fought in one go there. It felt like about 5. Yeah, so no biggie. Oh yeah, the thing that I haven't pointed out that I need to watch a little bit is our stats on the top right. Death curses can take away your stats. None of ours are especially low, so it's not a huge worry. But if you're ever, especially if you're under 10, I'm trying to think what the max death curse is. I think it's about 8. But I'd say if you're anywhere under 10, you need to be very vigilant that your stats aren't about to drop to 0. That's a great Vile Clutch. Good work, Auto Targeter. Let's just get the random Soul Eater summon rather than the greater mummy. I wish I looked at our experience before I was doing this. I think Earth Magic had only just gone to 15. So we've got it up to 0.6 by doing this. Did our servitor just shoot our own Mana Viper? No, it shot at the Soul Eater. Okay, good. So we had a traitorous Spellforged servitor for a second there. Which is something I do not tolerate in my ranks. Yeah, okay, good. Part of it's not his fault because I keep standing in his way. Like now. So, I mean, I get it. I'm no angel. Just a mummy. And we're still going. One random priest. After all these greater mummies. Right at the end, just a priest. Okay, so Oh, there's a little bit over the other side. Alright, that's our hallway done. So we didn't go down this one. We established that's the one that's going to take you back to the ambush. Let's take the one that's at the end, because that's going to be the end. And so by going down this hatch, we can then skip all the nonsense. I'm going to read a magic mapping scroll just to show you what I'm talking about. It's a +7 hand axis speed. Let's read the magic mapping. Okay, so we've landed on the outside here. From Tomb 1 here, the one that you are normally meant to take is this one over here. And that would bring you down right to the middle of the floor. You then fight this ambush. You take the hatch up over there. That brings you to the hallway that we just did. Over here. So it would bring you up there. And if you then go down the hatch that's near where you would have landed, it brings you back in the middle again. So if you had a symmetrical layout here on Tomb 1, you would have been 50-50 guessing on whether you landed on the outside bit here and skip the ambush, or you land right in the middle of the ambush. But yeah, hopefully with that understanding now that the end is at the end, if you get layouts like this, which is most of them, I think it's 3 of the 4 maybe, something like that, you should be able to skip the ambush, because that makes Tomb a lot safer. And you wouldn't have to do all this hallway bit. So all those greater mummies we just fought there, you could have skipped that. We would have blown the wall open there like we did. Actually, I would have blown it open on this side if I really wanted to skip it. And we could have run just straight in and not have to worry about any of these big greater mummies. Yeah, there you go. That's your Tomb lesson. Or Tomb 1/Tomb 2 lesson. Another way that you can do it, I don't know that I advocate this one, but let's say we didn't have Shatter and we didn't really care about getting into the inner hallway bit because we're a mummy, so we're not going to get tormented. What you can do is go get a random teleport ring, because it pulls you to enemies. So you could have put that on and then you could just wait it around until it eventually pulls you to the enemies inside. I don't know, that's a bit of a scarier means of doing it, but I mean, it technically works. Or if you have millions and millions of teleport scrolls, you could just stand up here and read them, hoping to land inside. Could take you a while though, because that's a small area of the total floor. You're mostly just going to be landing outside here. Anyway, that's it for now. So if you join me in the next one, we'll be heading down to do Tomb 3 in an attempt to get our 11th room. See you then.